All right, new business. Would Estrella and Giovanni like to come up and tell us a little bit about their trip to, where was that, Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Beautiful Pittsburgh. All yours, kids.
So I wasn't really sure what I signed up for initially, but it ended up being a really interactive and knowledgeable trip because they talked more about innovation, industrialization in Pittsburgh and how they were just renovating, making sure that people were able to live accustomedly with all prices, living and everything, and it just was really interesting to hear the world affairs and the issues of the world right now, particularly from other kids like me and our age, and it just was really impactful, and I liked to be there and share that experience with everybody.
Hi, I'm Giovanni. I did not have as good as an introduction as Estrella, but I was very skeptical going into the World Affairs Council because I just didn't know what to expect. But I am very happy, and honestly I'm pretty humbled to learn about what's really going on outside of just Ohio and in Louisville. I got to meet a bunch of people from Pennsylvania, which was very nice to see other youth, what they believe, learn about their background, and it was overall a very great experience, and I highly recommend it.
Thank you. I talked a little bit to a couple of folks about our speakers committee for April, May, and June, and Mr. Edwards and Shorty and Glenn have all graciously agreed to be our speakers committee for the fourth quarter of the year. So guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Barbara, Bill, is there anything, any other updates on any of the exchange students that you want to share?
Okay, so Lydia from Germany would have liked to have been here tonight, and she is living with Irmak and the Wisemans. They have family pictures right now, so they were going to try and make it. Lydia's parents were actually in from Germany, but they just left earlier this afternoon. But I know that she is very happy to have our support as a club, even though she's not an official Rotary Exchange student, and that she will make it to a meeting very soon.
Thank you. Our Rotary board meeting is usually on Tuesday at noon at the library, and right now there really is no library. So next Tuesday at noon we're going to have our Rotary board meeting here in this room. So if you're on the board, Bill, Barb, Jim, whoever else, Glenn, next Tuesday at noon here, not at the library. Okay? We have our pickleball tournament coming up April 12th, which is about a month and a half away, not too far away. So hopefully we'll get some participation in that from kids at high school. If you guys are interested in playing pickleball, and adults, and a chance to show your parents up. Kind of fun. But if you're interested in doing that, by all means, please sign up. You can go online to do that. Our annual meeting will be June 25th. It's going to be here at the Eagles, and information about that, sign-ups and so on, should be forthcoming fairly shortly. Dave Yost, the gentleman who's running for the governor of the state of Ohio, is going to be our speaker that night, so I'm anticipating that we're going to have a pretty nice crowd. So if you are interested in signing up, we'd love to have you be here. It's a pretty big deal. Wanted to thank Denny Valentine for lugging the equipment down these steps for the last several weeks and taking all the pictures and doing all the work for our 100-year anniversary photo. I know you've taken pictures of a few people today, right?
Yes.
So we only have a few folks.
About 4 left, I think.
Yeah, there's only like 4 members that didn't get their picture taken, and they've had their chance because Denny's done bringing all that stuff down here. Thank you, Denny, for all that work. That was a lot of time and a lot of effort. Our speakers tonight were supposed to be the Lee's folks, and they have the bee flu. Not, I'm just kidding. But they could not make it. They canceled at about noon today. So we kind of scrambled a little bit. And our speaker tonight is going to be Glenn Collier. And he's the chairman of the Pollinator Committee. And Glenn, you want to come up and say a few words?
I just got a notice at noon that the speaker couldn't be here. They both have the flu, they have car trouble, and so we had a lot of people waiting for him, but they didn't make it. Anyway, every time we get a new district governor, they have a pet project. Our district governor, Elaine Bozick, her pet project is pollination. So she came up with an Operation Pollination and had every club, challenged every club to meet certain criteria. And myself, Bob Collier, and Eva Rashard are on the committee. And what we do, we get certain points with certain things we're going to be doing over the next few months. And every time you do, you get certain points. And when you add up all the points, whichever one has the most points wins the Paul Harris Fellowship. One of the ways to earn points is to invite a speaker, which we did tonight, but you didn't show up.
Can we still get points?
Advertise it on social media, which was on Facebook. Publicize it afterwards, which will be in our Rotary minutes. So we lost about 40 points tonight, the speaker not showing up. But there's other things we do. We're going to be putting together a packet of different seeds everybody can plant in their yard. We're going to publicize other things about pollination. But one of the things that the new library, we gave the library $12,000 years ago to be used in something. And what we came up with Brock is to designate one of the planting beds. They're having several planting beds behind the library, 6 feet by 5 feet, so it's 30 square feet. So we're going to plant pollinator plants. It's going to pay for it out of the $12,000 we gave them and maintain one of these pollinator beds. They'll have, and Cindy Petiti helped us out with the list of plants we're going to be planting. So there'll be plants in the spring, in the summer, and the fall, pollination. So as soon as that goes in, I don't know if it'll be this summer or this fall, it's going to try to get it this fall. So one of our beds will have a name, Rotary, and we'll have our pollinator emblem stick in the sign there for everybody to see. Anyway, we're going to be trying to talk about pollinations every month, probably at the business meeting, see what we're doing, and see what everybody else can do to help. One of the things is also just reading a book about pollinators. And Bob Halley is putting together a book, a library list of books. So if you see one of those books on the list and you read it, let us know. We check off, we get 5 points. Different things that people can do. So with that, we're just getting started. We have to get this completed by the end of May. And unfortunately, that's about when we start planting in Ohio, at the end of May.
Yes.
But as long as you have plants to do stuff, we get points. Any questions on that at all? Yes?
I can bring in a speaker too, if you need it,
Okay.
for that purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, anybody that has a speaker that talk about pollination, put them on the list. Jim?
What's the status on the thistles, what's that called, milkweed?
Okay.
Our project 2 years ago was mowed down last year. What's the status on that?
Okay, well,
The city mowed it down.
Yeah, I have to wait till we can get down there. Now that the snow's melted, we can get back down there. We planted 24 milkweed plants. And they mowed down a lot of them, but they also dug up a lot for the baseball fields. So they promised us they weren't gonna touch that area, but they did. And the mayor, who's a Rotarian, promised us we'll be reimbursed for that, any damage. But I wanna get down there as soon as plants start growing and see which ones survive. Because milkweeds are fairly hardy, they can survive a lot. Even if they get mowed down, they can still be growing. So I wanna go down there and take an inventory as soon as it warms up. but there will be milkweed plants down there for the monarch butterflies. Monarchs aren't real good pollinators, but they're a little bit, bees are the real pollinators. But it's nice to save monarchs because they're going extinct. Okay, Randy?
Thank you. That was the quickest speaker on record. Thank you, Glenn. Couple things. At the bottom of your agenda, there's a list of the speakers and things. Of course, next week we have our noon business meeting here. March 12th, Steve Dorshik, you can read the rest, you don't need me to read it to you. But if you know of anybody who would be interested in being a speaker for our club, if you would talk to Jim, talk to Shorty, talk to Glenn, they certainly would probably appreciate any suggestions, or if you know somebody that might want to speak. And anybody, please, by all means, say something. Yes?
What about the superintendent of schools? We haven't really heard so long.
Superintendent of schools? Well, that's a good suggestion. I'm sure that Jim or Glenn or somebody can talk to her and see if she's interested in coming by and talking to us. I think that would be great, actually.
I called the mayor of Canton, trying to get him to speak, because as a bedroom community, we depend a lot upon Canton. And he wouldn't come. He said, we got nothing to offer. And I thought, gosh, he really would. He'd be a good speaker. But he won't come.
Does he
So I
think
said,
none of
okay.
us go to Canton?
What?
Does he think none of us go to Canton and
That's
support
right.
the city and businesses?
We won't now.
Right?
All right, Mr. Edwards, pull out the white one and you'll be showered with cash. No such luck.
No luck.
No luck? All right, anything else for the good of the group? I only have two things, two words. Go Leopards.
Okay.